found my husband of 10 years cheating on me and I pulled the ultimate revenge. He never saw it coming. Hey Reddit, I never thought I'd be writing this, but I need to share my story. Buckle up, it's a wild ride. So, I, 34F, have been married to my husband, Mike, 37M, for 10 years. We have 2 beautiful kids and a seemingly perfect life. At least, that's what I thought until I discovered his affair. It all started a few months ago when Mike began acting distant. He was working late more often, constantly on his phone, and just wasn't present. I chalked it up to work stress until one night when he accidentally left his phone at home. Curiosity got the better of me, and I checked his messages. There they were, dozens of texts to a woman named Jess. They weren't work-related. My heart sank as I read through their steamy exchanges and plans to meet up. I confronted Mike, and after a lot of yelling and tears, he admitted to the affair. He swore it was over, that it was a mistake, and begged for forgiveness. But something inside me snapped. I couldn't just let this go. I needed to get even. So, I devised a plan. Over the next few weeks, I pretended to forgive him. We even went to couples therapy, where I faked progress. But behind the scenes, I was gathering evidence. I hired a private investigator to follow Mike and Jess, documenting their every move. I also started putting money aside in a secret bank account. Once I had enough proof, I contacted Jess. I wasn't aggressive or angry. Instead, I played the hurt wife, seeking understanding. Jess confessed everything, thinking I was on her side. She even showed me explicit photos and messages. Perfect. Next, I planned a surprise party for Mike's birthday. I invited all our friends, family, and even some of his colleagues. It was going to be a night to remember. The night of the party arrived. Everyone was there, including Jess. Mike had no idea what was coming. After dinner, I stood up to make a toast. I talked about our wonderful life, our kids, and how much I loved him. Then, I said I had a special slideshow to share. With everyone watching, I played the slideshow. It started with sweet family photos but quickly turned into a montage of Mike's affair. Pictures of him with Jess, screenshots of their messages, and even a video the Pi had taken of them entering a hotel. The room was dead silent. Mike's face went white. Jess bolted from the room. I ended the presentation by announcing that I had filed for divorce and had already secured full custody of our children. I thanked everyone for coming and walked out, leaving Mike to face the fallout. Update 1. Hey everyone, thanks for all the support and messages after my first post. Here's an update on what happened next. The aftermath of the party was intense. Mike tried to contact me multiple times, but I ignored him. I focused on the kids and our future. I moved into a new apartment I had rented with the money I'd been saving. My lawyer was fantastic and made sure the divorce proceedings went smoothly. Mike, on the other hand, lost a lot. His reputation was ruined, and he faced embarrassment at work and among our friends and family. Jess tried to reach out to him, but he rejected her. He had no one to turn to. During this time, I found support in unexpected places. Old friends reached out, offering help and comfort. I started therapy to deal with the trauma and began rebuilding my life. Update 2. Hi again, Reddit. A lot has happened since my last update. Here's where things stand now. The divorce is finalized, and I got full custody of the kids. Mike has visitation rights, but he rarely uses them. I'm okay with that, the kids deserve better. As for me, I've started dating again. It's scary but exciting. I've reconnected with old hobbies and made new friends. Life is slowly getting back to normal. Mike tried to apologize several times, but I made it clear that we're done. He's still dealing with the fallout from our marriage and his affair. I've heard through the grapevine that he's seeing a therapist and trying to change. Good for him, I guess, but it's too late for us. To anyone going through something similar, stay strong. You deserve better, and you'll get through this. Thanks for listening to my story. Update 3. Hey Reddit, here's another update for those who are following my journey. Life has continued to improve. I recently got a promotion at work, which has been a huge confidence booster. The kids are thriving, and we've settled into a nice routine. We've even adopted a rescue dog, which has brought so much joy to our home. Mike, on the other hand, seems to be struggling. He's tried to make amends, but the damage is done. I've heard from mutual friends that he has been pretty isolated and is focusing on work. He's still attending therapy, which I suppose is good for him, but it doesn't change anything for us. Dating has been an interesting experience. I've met a few nice guys, but nothing serious yet. It feels good to be focusing on myself and what I want in a partner. Update 4. Hi everyone, I wanted to share another update. It's been about a year since everything went down, and a lot has changed. I've met someone new. His name is David, and he's wonderful. We met through mutual friends, and it's been amazing getting to know him. He's kind, understanding, and supportive. The kids adore him, which is the most important thing to me. Mike has been trying to be more involved with the kids lately. He's making an effort, which I appreciate, but we keep it strictly about the kids. I've forgiven him for what he did, but I'll never forget. I've also taken up a new hobby, painting. It's been incredibly therapeutic and a great way to express myself. The kids even join in sometimes, and we have little art sessions at home. Update 5. Hey Reddit, it's been a while. Here's a final update. David and I are getting serious. We're talking about moving in together, and I couldn't be happier. The kids are doing great in school, and our home is filled with love and laughter. Mike has moved on too. He's dating someone new, and from what I hear, they're happy. We're co-parenting effectively, and the kids are our main priority. Looking back, I'm grateful for the strength I found within myself. I never thought I'd be in such a good place after everything that happened. Thank you all for your support and kind words throughout this journey. It's meant the world to me.
On to the next story. Am I the a-hole for getting revenge on my ex-wife and her lover? Hey Reddit, I never thought I'd be writing here, but I need to know if I'm truly the asshole in this situation. So, I, 40M, have been married to my wife, Linda, 38F, for 12 years. We have a son, Ethan, 10M. Our marriage was rocky, to say the least. We had our fair share of problems, but I always believed we could work through them. A few months ago, I noticed Linda becoming distant. She was always texting someone and giggling at her phone. I got suspicious and checked her phone one night when she was asleep. That's when I discovered she was having an affair with her coworker, Brad, 42M. I confronted her, and she didn't deny it. She said she was unhappy and that Brad made her feel special. I was devastated. We argued, and she decided to move out and stay with Brad. Ethan was confused and hurt, and I was left picking up the pieces. For weeks, I tried to focus on Ethan and my job. But the anger and betrayal kept eating at me. I couldn't just let them get away with it. So, I devised a plan for revenge. Brad owned a small business, and I knew from Linda's complaints that they were having some financial struggles. I also knew that Brad was an avid user of social media. I created a fake profile and started interacting with Brad's business page, leaving glowing reviews and making fake inquiries. Over a few weeks, I gained Brad's trust and offered him a large business deal. I posed as a representative of a well-known company looking for new suppliers. Brad was thrilled and bragged to Linda about his big break. I strung him along with fake contracts and negotiations, making him invest time and resources into preparing for this huge deal. When the time came for the supposed final meeting, I ghosted him. Brad was left in a financial hole, scrambling to make ends meet. Meanwhile, I also made sure Linda's social circle knew about the affair. I anonymously sent messages and screenshots of their texts to her friends and family. Her reputation took a hit, and she lost many friends. I wasn't done. I knew that the ultimate way to hurt Linda was through Ethan. I contacted a ruthless divorce lawyer and fabricated a narrative that Linda was an unfit mother. I provided evidence of her negligence and infidelity, painting myself as the stable and devoted parent. After a bitter custody battle, I was awarded full custody of Ethan. Linda was devastated, but I felt vindicated. Update 1. Hey Reddit, thanks for all the responses to my original post. I wasn't expecting such a strong reaction. Here's what happened after my revenge plan. Brad's business started to suffer due to the fake deal. He had to lay off a few employees and was struggling to keep things afloat. Linda, on the other hand, found herself isolated and judged by her friends and family. She reached out to me, begging for help and forgiveness, but I was having none of it. Ethan was doing better, but he still missed his mom. I made sure he had as much stability and love as possible. I knew my actions affected him too, but I believed it was necessary to show Linda and Brad that actions have consequences. However, things started to go downhill. Linda managed to figure out that I was behind the fake deal and the messages. She confronted me, furious and in tears. She threatened to take me to court for harassment and defamation. I laughed it off, thinking she wouldn't dare. But she did. Linda filed a lawsuit against me, and it turned into a messy legal battle. I had to hire a lawyer and spent a lot of money defending myself. The court ruled in her favor on some counts, and I had to pay damages to Brad and issue a public apology. Update 2. Hi Reddit, it's been a few months since my last update. The legal battle took a toll on me, both financially and emotionally. Here's where things stand now. After the court ruling, I had to swallow my pride and issue a public apology. It was humiliating, but I did it. Brad's business slowly recovered, and Linda managed to repair some of her relationships. She moved back into our old neighborhood, which made things awkward. Ethan was confused by everything that happened. He didn't understand why his mom and I were fighting so much. We tried to shield him from the worst of it, but kids are perceptive. He started acting out at school, and I had to meet with his teachers and a counselor to get him back on track. I started attending therapy myself, realizing that my anger and need for revenge were consuming me. The therapist helped me see that while Linda and Brad's actions were hurtful, my response only made things worse for everyone involved. Update 3. Hey Reddit, here's another update for those who are following my journey. Therapy has been a game changer for me. I've learned a lot about managing my emotions and letting go of the past. I realized that my revenge hurt more people than it helped, especially Ethan. I've been focusing on being a better father and providing him with a stable environment. Linda and I are not on good terms. She's been trying to rebuild her life but has struggled with the isolation and the loss of custody. We only communicate through our lawyers or intense, brief interactions during supervised visits with Ethan. It's hard on Ethan, but I stand by my decision. Brad and I have had a couple of awkward encounters, but we keep our distance. His business is back on track, and he seems to be doing well. I've let go of the anger and moved on. Update 4. Hi everyone, I wanted to share another update. It's been about a year since everything went down, and a lot has changed. I've met someone new. Her name is Jessica, and she's wonderful. We met through mutual friends, and it's been amazing getting to know her. She's kind, understanding, and supportive. Ethan adores her, which is the most important thing to me. Linda has been trying to rebuild her life. She's working at a new job and has reconnected with some of her old friends. Our interactions remain strained and minimal. She's still devastated over losing custody and blames me for everything. It's clear she's not moved on. Update 5. Hey Reddit, it's been another few months, and I wanted to give you an update on how things have progressed. Jessica and I are getting serious. We're talking about moving in together, and I couldn't be happier. Ethan is doing great in school, and our home is filled with love and laughter. Linda continues to struggle. She's filed multiple motions to regain custody, but each time, the court upholds the original ruling. She's become more desperate and angry, and her behavior is becoming increasingly erratic. She's even tried to confront me publicly, which resulted in another court order for her to stay away. Despite therapy, the weight of my actions is starting to catch up with me. Ethan has started asking more questions about his mom and why she's not around. I'm not sure how to handle it. The anger I once felt is being replaced by a growing sense of guilt. Update 6. Hi Reddit, it's been a tumultuous few months, and I have another update. Jessica and I have moved in together, and while it's been wonderful having her support, things with Ethan have become more complicated. He's begun acting out more frequently and has been asking to see his mom more often. The counselor we're seeing says he's struggling with the lack of contact with Linda, and it's affecting his behavior. Linda has continued her efforts to regain custody. Her latest attempt included hiring a new, aggressive lawyer and gathering testimonials from friends and colleagues about her character and my manipulative actions. The court battle has intensified, and I'm worried about the outcome. Final update. Hi Reddit, this will be my last update. It's been a long journey, but it's time to conclude this chapter. The latest court battle did not go in my favor. The judge ruled that Linda should have increased visitation rights, and there's a possibility of shared custody in the future. Ethan's behavior has improved slightly since he's been able to see his mom more regularly. The stress of the ongoing legal battles has taken a toll on my relationship with Jessica. We've decided to take a break to focus on our own individual issues. It's been hard, but I understand her need for space. Linda and I are still not on good terms. The anger and resentment remain, and communication is strictly through our lawyers. I regret how far I took my revenge. It felt justified in the moment, but it's led to more pain and suffering for everyone involved. especially Ethan. Looking back, I realized that my actions were driven by anger and hurt, but they were wrong. I've learned that revenge doesn't bring peace, it only brings more chaos. I'm continuing therapy, focusing on being a better father to Ethan, and trying to make amends where I can. Thank you to everyone who shared their thoughts and advice. It wasn't easy to hear, but it was necessary. If you're going through something similar, remember that revenge might feel satisfying in the moment, but it often leads to more pain. Focus on healing and moving on instead.